Hello and good morning from Manila. Today I'm in the historic center of the city in Intramuros. Look at this. These are all Spanish colonial buildings, and that's what you get here in the center. To get here I had to take a very, very dangerous bike ride. Let me play some footage for you guys. These are all buildings from when the Spanish colonized the Philippines, which I think was back in like the 17th century. Lots of tricycle riders, lots of guys trying to sell you tours, but I'm going solo today. Don't need any of that. I've also noticed lots of students here because this is a university ground. There are several universities in this vicinity. Also, the cathedral and the San Augustine Church, the most famous church in the Philippines, are here. Now, of course, Intramuros is not only one of these places for tourists, but people actually live here. Look at this house. It looks like a restaurant or a little shop here. A dog. And yeah, it's a way more residential than you would expect. Also a really cool Starbucks. This is a really cool place. Many tuk-tuks or tricycles, I'm not sure what you would call them. And people are sometimes dressed up, probably coming from a wedding. This is an Augustine Church, also known as the mother of all Filipino churches, the oldest Spanish church here in the country. And there's something going on because there's music in there, Baroque music, so maybe there's a wedding happening right now. Let's definitely try to get inside and check it out. Oh, let's peek through the window. How about that? Yeah, there's definitely a wedding here. In fact, several weddings by the looks of it. And that's the car of the newlyweds. Look at that.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God.
It looks like we just stumbled upon a wedding. That's pretty cool. Jason is marrying a girl called... I forgot. But yeah, really nice. That's the San Augustine Church. And as you can see here, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. There's a mercadillo here, which is basically a market. And it looks very touristy. They sell all kinds of stuff. 90 for a drink is... Oh, actually, it's just a cocktail. Okay, it's a cocktail. 90 for a cocktail is not that bad. Fruits. Some snacks. Earrings. Yeah, it's very touristy, but good prices. That's what I mean. Lots of students around because it's just a university area. In fact, I think most universities are around Intramuros or in Intramuros. You can get food as well. Pretty cheap. 130 for that. Juices. It was a pretty small market. They played some copyrighted music, so I had to. What is she? Okay, she's screaming at me. I had to stop filming for a bit, but look at these as well. It's Intramuros cabs, or I mean, what are these? Like street cars, I guess. Definitely only for tourists. There's a monument here, but I'm more interested in the cats, to be fair. Let's say hello. Hello. You want to say something to the microphone? No, you can't eat it. This right here is, I believe, the main cathedral of Manila, the Metropolitan Cathedral, or the Basilica, whatever it's called. Let's check that out as well, because that is the biggest church in the Philippines, and also the home to the Archbishop of Manila, I believe. This right here is a government facility. I think it's like the tax office and the election commission of the Philippines. And then this is the basilica, the cathedral. Let's head inside. It's free. Unlike the fort that we are about to go afterwards. And look at that. Another wedding. Oh my god. Everyone gets married today. It's a Saturday, so it makes sense. Funnily enough, Google Maps says this is a government office, but it didn't tell me it's the palace of the governor. That makes sense. It's a huge building. You can also ride one of those carriages. They're going to be very overpriced. These horses look emaciated. They look thin. Look at the little legs. Oh my god. That's not good. That's what it costs. 1,000 per trip. Or 800 for a discounted rate. That is crazy. I just went from Makati all the way here on a motorbike, and it cost me 100. This is the line to enter Fort Santiago. Over here. This is the exit. Moves pretty quickly. 75 Filipino peso is the entrance fee. And of course I'm going to go inside. It's only like a little over €1 or $1. So let's check that out. After maybe around 10 minutes of waiting, I'm finally in Fort Santiago. So that wasn't too long considering how long the line looked. It didn't take very long. 75 peso, as I mentioned. Good price for this. A bit of history for you guys. The Spanish colonized the Philippines in the second half of the 16th century. And they left in 1898. So only a little over 100 years ago. And they left behind this beautiful fort as well as most of Intramuros. Then the Japanese, did some damage, and then the Americans came. There are some ruins on this compound. It's pretty large, actually, a pretty large area. As you can see, not everything is well maintained, but that's good because it really shows the history. Because, of course, you know, Manila went through some really rough times, and you don't want to hide these signs. There's also a dungeon here, and the guard told me just now about the history of it. It's really, really fascinating, and I will tell you guys when we get there. This seems to be a really popular hangout spot for the locals as well, just because the entrance fee is really cheap. It might even be free for locals, I'm not sure, or maybe for students. And it's obviously way calmer and way cleaner than, the rest of Manila, really. Look at these bullet holes. That's literally mortar shelling. Now this is the wall of the actual Fort Santiago. And this over there is the famous entrance. This entrance is pretty much symbolic for the city of Manila, because this is the actual Manila. Makati, for instance, or Quezon City or Pasay, those are other cities in the Metro Manila metropolitan area. But we are literally in the heart of Manila right now, and it's amazing. It has so much history. It is time to walk through that famous entrance and into the actual site of Fort Santiago. Also, did you know that Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, was actually held here before he was killed in Rizal Park? He was executed there, and he had to walk all the way through Intramuros from this fort. And there's the dungeon. As promised, the history of the dungeon is that in Second World War, when the Japanese came over and said hello, they actually captured 600 Filipino soldiers in this dungeon over here for 30 days without any food, without any water. All of them passed away in that dungeon, and they were all buried beneath that white marble cross. They say there are ghosts here, which I can totally understand, because there's been literally 600 deaths in just that one room. And now we're gonna go into that room. Gosh. Couldn't show you much there in the dungeon because it was literally lined with photographs of bodies. A bit of a rough place, but very, very insightful and interesting. But now we've come out to the Manila River. Look at that. That over there is Binondo, I believe. And that over there is Basico Compound, a slum. And you can actually do slum tours, from what I heard, in that compound with a tour group called Smoky Tours. Would love to try that. Also, from what I heard, is these are water lilies, and they actually pollute the Manila River. So in Basico Compound, in that slum, just down the stream, there is a program where the inhabitants fish them out and make bracelets and jewelry out of them, which is pretty amazing. It cleans the river, but it also pulls people out of poverty, which is fantastic. This is also relatively famous, I believe. I've seen it before. This is the head of Rizal, and there's nobody in this corner of Fort Santiago. So I got it all to myself, and I believe this is where Rizal was held. Look at this, guys. This is insane. We're in a pretty touristy area here, and let me actually go down these steps. Look what you can see on the other side of that river. It is a full-on slum, literally. Like, these are shacks. How is it so close to where I am? It's crazy. But yeah, Fort Santiago. Very beautiful. Not too busy, actually. Probably because of the entrance fee. If there wasn't one, this would be full of people. And this is the entrance to the Museum of José Rizal, the national hero that I mentioned. Looks like quite a line, and I'm not too interested, so I will probably skip this. But really cool. If you don't know who Rizal was, he was the national hero who founded the Republic of the Philippines. Of course, as I mentioned, the Philippines were a colony of Spain for 300 plus years, and so that was a big deal. However, he was executed before the Republic became a thing, but he was pretty much the guy who laid all the groundwork for that. Looks like some people are doing a Segway tour. How cool. But yeah, this is the entrance, and then this is the rest of Fort Santiago that we've already explored, so I guess it's time to end the video here. I do have to say that I feel a bit like a celebrity here, because everybody's looking at me. Everybody's super friendly. People say hi, people say have a nice day. Just random people on the streets. So yeah, people are smiling at me. It's great. With that, I will end the video, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. In fact, I'm going to film more now in other parts of central Manila. If you want to see that, please subscribe. Please like while you're down there, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.